All right, man. Goku and Teen Titans, episode 7, Travels and Trials. Let's get into it. Goku sat cross-legged in the center of the Titans tower. His usual grin was absent as he listened to Superman and Wonder Woman explain the situation. The room was tense, more serious than he'd ever seen it. "You were under mind control," Diana said, her voice firm but not unkind. "We know that. The Titans know that. But the rest of the city, the world, they only saw you break open Blackgate Prison. They saw you unleash criminals onto the streets." Superman crossed his arms, his expression unreadable. Public trust isn't something you can just punch your way back into, unfortunately. "Goku, people are scared out there. They don't know if you're a hero or a ticking time bomb." Goku frowned at that statement. But I wasn't in control. Doesn't that count for something?" "It should," Diana admitted, "but fear doesn't listen to logic. Right now the media is painting you as some type of threat. Until we can prove otherwise, the League has to be careful with how we wish to proceed." Goku clenched his fist. He had been used as a weapon by Slade, and now, for the first time, he was the one people were afraid of, and he hated it. Batman's holographic image flickered to life in the center of the room, his voice cutting through the silence like a blade. "Until further notice, Goku is suspended from active duty," he stated coldly. "Robin will lead the Titans on all the missions, no exceptions." Goku blinked in disbelief. "Wait, so I'm just stuck here?" Batman's glare didn't waver. "Consider it house arrest. The last thing we need is you causing some type of other panic before we can clear your name." Superman placed a hand on Goku's shoulder. "It's temporary. We'll fix this." Goku exhaled sharply, but didn't argue. He didn't care about being a famous hero. He never did. Hell, he never wanted to be a hero to begin with. But being treated like he was a liability, like he couldn't be trusted, that's the thing that stung. Still, he forced a grin on his face. "Hey, no big deal. More time to train, right?" Batman's hologram disappeared without another word. Robin hesitated before speaking. "We'll handle things out there. You just stay put, okay?" Goku waved him off. Yeah. Go save the world without me." As the others suited up and left, Goku leaned back, staring at the ceiling. He knew who he was. But the question was, did anyone else? With the team out on patrol, the tower felt emptier than usual. Goku had already run through every training simulation twice, eaten 3 full meals, and he even tried meditating, which lasted a total of about 5 minutes before he got bored. Then the door slid open. Starfire floated a tray of Tamaranian snacks in her hand. "I have returned," she announced cheerfully. Goku perked up. "Hey, I thought you were on mission duty." Starfire set the tray down beside him. "Robin deemed this assignment low risk, therefore I volunteered to keep you company." Goku grinned, grabbing a glowing purple fruit. "Nice. So what's the plan? More sparring? Food challenge? Or are we finally going to watch one of those Earth movies you keep talking about?" Starfire's eyes sparkled. "I was actually thinking of the Earth movie marathon. It would be most enjoyable." Goku laughed. "Sounds good to me." As they settled in, Starfire's expression softened. "Goku, I wish to say something." He paused mid-bite. "You are still our friend," she said firmly. "No matter what the people outside these walls believe." Goku's grin faded slightly. He looked down at the half-eaten fruit that was in his hand. "Yeah, I know." And for the first time since the incident, he actually felt like he meant those words. Because if Starfire believed in him, that was enough. For now. Starfire's communicator buzzed mid-movie, interrupting their laughter. She frowned, pulling out the small alien device, its screen flashing with unfamiliar dialect. Goku leaned over. Everything okay?" Starfire's eyes widened as she read the message. "It is from my homeworld," she murmured. "They request my immediate return. They say it is urgent." Goku sat up straighter. "What's going on, I wonder?" Starfire shook her head. "The message is vague. Only that my presence is required." She bit her lip, her usual cheer dimmed with concern. "This is most unusual. Tamaran does not summon me lightly." Goku simply scratched his head. "What, you think it might be trouble?" "I do not know," she admitted, "but I cannot ignore it." Goku nodded. Then we'll figure it out when the others get back. Starfire's fingers tightened around the communicator. Whatever was happening on Tamaran, it was serious. Enough to pull her away from the Earth. And that alone was worrying to her. When the Titans returned, Starfire wasted no time explaining the situation. A summons from Tamaran, Cyborg echoed. Must be serious. Robin crossed his arms. Any idea what it's about? Starfire shook her head. Only that it is urgent. Wonder Woman, who had been monitoring communications, stepped forward. If Tamaran is reaching out, it must be dire. Their planet has faced instability before, from what Starfire has told us about her past. Batman's hologram flickered into view. We cannot ignore this. But with the escaped prisoners still at large, we cannot afford to send all of the Titans. Superman frowned. Then what do you suggest? A beat of silence passed. Then, I'll go. All eyes turned to Goku. Robin blinked. You? Goku shrugged. Yeah, why not? I'm benched here anyway. Might as well be useful. Batman studied him for a long moment, then to everyone's shock, he nodded in agreement. I agree. Robin whirled on him. You're letting him leave the Earth? But you wouldn't even let him go with us on Earth's missions. Batman's voice was ice. Precisely. Because of everything. Goku's presence here is a liability right now. So letting him assist Starfire accomplishes two things. It removes him from the public eye, and it ensures Tamaran has additional protection if needed. Superman crossed his arms. Yeah, he's not wrong. Cyborg whistled. That's some cold logic, Bats. But it's factual. Starfire beamed. Then it is settled. Goku shall accompany me. Goku grinned. Yeah, it looks like we're taking a trip. Batman's eyes narrowed slightly. Just don't cause an intergalactic incident while you're gone. The next morning, the Titans gathered in the tower's hangar as Starfire and Goku prepared for Tamaran, on the Tamaranian shuttle. Beast Boy whined, you guys better come back soon. Raven crossed her arms. Try not to destroy too much alien property, Goku. He laughed. No promises. Starfire hugged each of them tightly. We shall return as swiftly as possible. Robin gave Goku a firm nod. Watch your back. Goku smirked. Don't I always? With a final wave, the shuttle engines hummed to life, lifting off into the sky. The Titans watched until it vanished among the clouds. Whatever awaited them on Tamaran, one thing was certain. This journey wasn't going to be boring. The moment the shuttle was out of sight, Batman's hologram reappeared. Titans, debriefing room now. Confused, they followed. Once inside, Batman's cold tone left the room, no room for argument. This is an evaluation of Goku. Robin stiffened. What? Batman's glare was unreadable. Since his arrival on Titan's Tower, he has been a wild card. Powerful, yes, but unpredictable. Now that he's off-world, I want your honest assessments. Is he an asset as the leader, or is he too big of a risk? Cyborg frowned. So you really sent him away just to grill us about him? I sent him away because it was the optimal move, Batman corrected. But I need to know, can he truly lead this team? Silence fell. One by one, the Titans exchanged glances. This wasn't just a mission to brief. It was one of Batman's trials. And Goku wasn't even here to defend himself. As their ship glided through the void of space, Goku stretched and turned to Starfire. You know, I wonder why your planet called you, like for you specifically. You got some kind of special job back home or something? Starfire hesitated, then sighed. There is something I have not shared with the team, she straightened, her voice regal. I am not merely a warrior of Tamaran. I am Princess Coriander, an heir to the throne. Goku blinked, then burst out laughing. No way. You're a princess too? Starfire blinked. You are not upset I kept this secret? Nah, Goku grinned. Just funny. First Wonder Woman, now you. Why are all my girlfriends royalty? Starfire's cheeks flushed green, but she giggled. Perhaps you attract noble company, friend Goku. They both laughed as the stars streaked past, the tension easing, but Goku's curiosity lingered. If Starfire was royalty, why has she really been summoned? It must be serious. When the ship entered Tamaran's atmosphere, the sight below stole their breath, to say the least. Vast stretches of land were withered, as if drained of life. Rivers ran sluggish and gray, and the once vibrant flora now curled into brittle husk. Even the sky seemed way dimmer. Its usual golden hue was muted. Starfire's hands pressed against the viewpoint. No, this cannot be. Goku frowned. What happened here? Starfire's voice trembled. Tamaran is a world of solar energy. For it to be decaying like this, something must be draining it. The ship touched down in the capital, where the air itself felt quite thin. Starfire stepped onto her home soil, her heart heavy. Whatever crisis had called her back, it was worse than she had feared. Before they could take another step, a familiar voice cut through the silence. So, they called you here too, little sister. Starfire whirled. Blackfire stood smirking, her armor gleaming, and right beside her, with his arms crossed and tail flicking impatiently, was Goku's biological brother Raditz. Goku's eyes widened. You two? Raditz scoffed. I should have known you'd tag along, Kakarot. Blackfire's grin was razor sharp. The royal family must be desperate if they're summoning the both of us. Starfire's fist clenched. What are you doing here? Blackfire shrugged. Same as you. Daddy called. Goku's instincts flared. This reunion was quite unsettling, and he didn't trust the pair. The palace door swung open, revealing King Myander and Queen Luander, their faces lined with exhaustion. Daughters, the king rasped, you have come. Starfire rushed forward. Father, what is happening to Tamaran? The queen gestured to a holographic map. Our world is being siphoned. The source is here. A set of coordinates flashed, but every scout we have sent has mysteriously vanished. Raditz snorted. So you need competent scouts, like us, to clean up your mess. Blackfire smirked. Yeah, how typical. Goku crossed his arms. It must be someone ambushing your spies. The king's voice was grave. We will pay any price to save Tamaran. A dangerous offer, and Raditz planned to extort it. Raditz stepped forward, his smirk widening. Then let's talk numbers, old man. I'm not lifting a finger unless my pockets get fatter than your oldest daughter's backside. The court gasped. Starfire's face burned with outrage. You foul. The king raised a hand, silencing her. His voice was steel. Name your price, saying. Raditz chuckled. Now we're talking. Blackfire rolled her eyes at her partner's vulgarity. Can we please focus on the dying planet? Goku sighed. Yeah, let's just fight whatever's causing this. The king nodded. Yes, go, before it is too late. As the four departed, tensions simmered. Tamaran's fate and their uneasy alliance hung in the balance. The four warriors flew toward the coordinates, the landscape growing more desolate the closer they got. Raditz and Blackfire bickered about payment, while Starfire scanned the horizon with growing dread. And then they saw it. A monstrous alien tree with roots buried deep into Tamaran's crust, its gnarled branches stretching into the sky like skeletal fingers. The ground around it was barren, the earth cracked and lifeless, as if the tree had sucked the very soul from the soil of Tamaran. Goku's eyes narrowed. That tree's eating the planet. Blackfire hissed. I wonder why the scouts never returned. Trees can't punch last time I checked. Starfire's fist glowed green with fury. We must destroy it. Now. Raditz cracked his knuckles. Finally speaking my language, princess. Before they could move. Whoosh. Boom. A searing energy blast slammed into them from below, scattering the group midair. Goku barely twisted in time to avoid a direct hit, while Starfire spiraled, catching herself just before crashing. Raditz snarled, skidding across the dirt. Who the hell? And then the figure emerged from the tree shadows, smirking. Well, well, looks like I've got more unexpected visitors. The stranger stepped into the light, with spiky black hair, identical to Goku's. A Saiyan tail was flicking behind him, but his skin was slightly darker than Goku's, and his armor was black and battle-worn, but his grin was sharp with arrogance. Goku's breath caught. Wait, you're another Saiyan? The man chuckled. Yeah, name's Turles, and yeah, I'm one of the last of our kind. Funny, I thought Frieza wiped out all the stragglers. Raditz's brow raised at that comment. Starfire tensed. You are the one draining Tamaran. Turles spread his arms. Guilty. But can you blame me? This tree's worth more than your planet. Turles patted the trunk of the monstrous tree. This big beauty is called the Tree of Might. Plant it on a planet, let it feast, and boom. It grows fruit that multiplies the consumer's power tremendously. Raditz's eyes gleamed at that. Wait, are you serious? Turles smirked. Deadly serious. Eat one and you'll be stronger than you've ever been before in your life. But it's a shame. This planet's got to die for it. But hey, everybody's got to make sacrifices. Goku's fist clenched at that comment. You're going to kill a whole world and its people just to get stronger. Turles shrugged. Survival of the fittest, kid. Raditz stepped forward, cracking his neck. Listen, Turles, I truly respect the hustle. But here's the thing. I'm already getting paid to burn this tree down. Turles' smirk faded. You turn down power like this for some money? Raditz grinned. Yeah, call me an old-fashioned working man. Blackfire scoffed. Men. Starfire ignited her starbolts. Enough talk. That tree must fall. Turles' eyes darkened. You'd fall first, Tamaranian. The battle for Tamaran was about to begin. Turles' smirk vanished, replaced by cold disdain. A real tragedy, he muttered, shaking his head. The last remnants of our race, and you choose to die on this foreign world for some foreign people. His fist clenched, energy crackling around him. Fine. I'll put you down like the weaklings you are. The air sizzled with tension, and then chaos erupted. Raditz lunged first, his arrogance outweighing his caution. You know, you talk too much, he roared, swinging a wild haymaker, and Turles didn't even flinch. In a blur, he vanished, reappearing just inches from Raditz's face. Too slow. Crack! His fist slammed into Raditz's jaw, sending the odor saying spiraling backward like a rag doll. Raditz crashed through a crumbling rock formation, coughing up dust. Pathetic, Turles sneered. Blackfire didn't wait. She unleashed a storm of violent starbolts, the air exploding in a dazzling barrage of purple. Stay still, you worm, Turles yawned, then teleported behind her. You can't even hit me. Before she could react, he slammed a ki blast point blank into her spine, hammering her into the dirt. The impact sent a shockwave through the battlefield, while dust billowed up like a sandstorm. Blackfire groaned, holding her back, struggling to rise. Turles smirked. You know, you guys are some real amateurs. Goku and Starfire exchanged a glance, with no words needed. Then they moved as one. Goku dashed right, feinting high. Starfire streaked left, with her fist glowing green. Turles blocked Goku's punch, only for Starfire's starbolt to blast him in his ribs. Ugh! Goku followed up, driving a knee into Turles' gut. Starfire barraged him with a rapid-fire energy blast, pinning him in place. Boom! Turles crashed into the ground, skidding backward for the first time, his smirk flickering. Humph. Not bad. Goku and Starfire landed beside their fallen allies. Enough! Goku barked. This planet's dying while we're wasting time. Raditz spat blood. Like I need your help. Blackfire scowled. Speak for yourself. I'd rather not die today on my home planet. Starfire's voice was still. Then we fight together, or Tamaran falls. A tense silence. Then Raditz grinned. Fine, but I'm taking the first shot at that bastard for some get back. Goku nodded. Deal. And the four warriors turned their eyes, and they locked on Turles. The real battle was about to begin. For the first time since the battle began, Turles was on the defensive. What had started as a one-sided slaughter had transformed into a relentless assault as all four warriors fought in somewhat sync. Raditz, despite his pride, stuck to the plan. He played distraction, using his raw power to keep Turles occupied with his heavy ki blasts and taunts. What's wrong, Turles? Feeling overwhelmed, he snarled, firing a Saturday crush that forced Turles to dodge. The moment Turles sidestepped, Blackfire struck. Her violent energy beams rained down in a precise barrage. forcing him to block, only for Starfire to slam into him from below with a super-powered starboat uppercut that sent him up skyward. And then Goku was there, waiting. Over here. Turles barely had time to register the voice before Goku's foot connected with his spine, kicking him backward toward the ground. Like a meteor, the impact cratered the earth, dust exploding outward. Turles coughed, pushing himself up, only for Raditz to land on his back with a crushing double axe handle. Gah! Blackfire didn't let up. She got above him, firing a point-blank energy blast that sent him skidding across the battlefield. Turles staggered, his breath ragged. Annoying pest. But, for the first time, there was frustration that was in his voice. He wasn't just fighting 4 warriors anymore. He was fighting a team, and they had the advantage. Turles wiped blood from his mouth, his smirk returning as his eyes locked onto Goku and Raditz's tails. I must say that is some good teamwork, he admitted, before forming a glowing powerball in his palm. But let's see if we can break up these ranks now, shall we? And with a flick of his wrist, he hurled an artificial moon into the sky. Goku closed his eyes. Oh, no, you don't. Raditz, however, stared up in a dazed fascination, his pupils dilating as the primal transformation took over. Goku looked away to resist the transformation, but Raditz wasn't as disciplined, and he roared. His body swelled, muscles bulging as fur erupted across his skin. Within seconds, a 10-story tall Ozaru Raditz towered over them, his eyes burning with mindless rage. Blackfire cursed. You've got to be kidding me. The giant ape slammed a fist down, forcing Starfire and Blackfire to scatter. Goku barely dodged the swinging tail while gritting his teeth. Raditz, snap out of it. But Raditz was gone, lost to the beast, never able to train his form. While the chaos unfolded, Turles vanished into the battlefield's dust, while his laughter was echoing in the distance. Good luck cleaning up your mess, his voice taunted from the shadows. I'll be somewhere enjoying the show. With that, he retreated, leaving the group to deal with their own ally-turned-menace. Goku growled. Damn it, we don't have time for this. He turned to the sisters. Listen, fly in his face, distract him. While he's distracted, I'll cut off his tail. Starfire nodded. Understood. Blackfire scoffed, but obeyed, if only because the alternative was being crushed. The 2 Tamaranians streaked toward Raditz, snarl muzzle, unleashing a barrage of starbolts directly into his eyes. Rah! The Ozaru reared back, blinded by the light show. Now, Goku shot forward, his hands glowing with a razor-sharp key disc. One clean slice. The tail fell. Raditz's monstrous form shuddered, shrinking rapidly until he collapsed onto the ground, normal, in a daze, and utterly humiliated. Blackfire dusted herself off. About time you came to your senses, you damn idiot. Starfire sighed in relief. We must hurry. Turles is getting away. Goku clenched his fist. Yeah, we've got to finish this. The 4 warriors raced after Turles, their footsteps kicking up dust as they closed in on the monstrous tree. When they finally reached its gnarled roots, they found him standing beneath its twisted branches, grinning like a predator who had already won. In his hand, he clutched a single pulsing fruit, its skin an unnatural shade of crimson, veins of golden energy snaking across its surface. Took you clowns long enough, Turles sneered, lifting the fruit in a mock salute. Behold, a feast of its first fruits. Goku's stomach dropped. Don't. But it was too late. Turles bent down, and the effect was almost instant. A shockwave of energy erupted from his body, the ground trembling as his muscles swelled, his aura exploding into a rage inferno of power. His hair lifted, not from transformation, but from sheer, unrestrained might. Yes, Turles exhaled, his voice now laced with something darker. Now, this is some real power. His eyes locked onto them, glowing with sadistic amusement. Let's see how long you last now. The battle had just become impossible. Blackfire's eyes narrowed as she unleashed a full-powered violet starbolt, the beam screaming toward Turles with enough force to level a city block. Boom! The explosion engulfed, but when the smoke cleared, Turles was still walking, his smirk untouched. His enhanced body didn't even flinch. Cute, he chuckled, cracking his neck. But the taste of that fruit hit me harder than that. Blackfire's fist trembled. Impossible. Raditz snarled, thrusting his palms forward. Double Sunday! Twin energy beams slammed into Turles, detonating in a deafening explosion that kicked up a mushroom cloud of dust. But when the debris settled, Turles walked through unarmed. His aura flickered like a bonfire. Pathetic, he sighed. Is this all the last of the Saiyans have to offer? Raditz's confidence was shattered. Goku's senses screamed at him. Turles' energy was monstrous, dwarfing all of theirs combined. We can't win like this, he thought, but he couldn't back down. Starfire hovered beside him, her voice low. Goku, what do we do? His mind raced. Distract, evacuate, regroup. Then a plan formed. Trust me, Star. Close your eyes, he muttered. As Turles strode forward, basking in his invincibility, Goku clasped his hands together. Star flare! A blinding white explosion of light engulfed the battlefield, forcing even Turles to stagger back, snarling. Ah, my eyes! In that split second, Goku and Starfire grabbed Raditz and Blackfire and blasted off into some unknown ruins before Turles could recover. By the time his vision cleared, they were gone. Turles roared in frustration, his voice shaking the dead trees that were around him. Run then! But this planet is withering away. Hidden in the shadows, Goku panted, his mind already working on the next move. They really only had one shot left, and it had to go perfectly. Raditz wiped blood from his lips, growling. Damn it, this is pointless. That bastard's power more than tripled. Blackfire crossed her arms. And whose fault is that? If you hadn't turned into a mindless beast, enough. Goku's voice cut through like a blade. No laughter, no hesitation. His eyes burned with an intensity that made even Raditz stiffen. For the first time they saw it, the raw warrior behind his carefree personality. Raditz shut his mouth, and Blackfire's jaw clicked shut. Starfire hovered closer, however. What do we do? Goku exhaled. We fight smarter. Right now, Turles outclasses all of us, Goku admitted, fists clenched. But that fruit gave him his power up, which means, his gaze locked onto the distant tree of might in the distance. We need one of those too. Raditz's eyes widened. You're not suggesting. Yeah, we distract Turles, Goku said, nodding to Raditz and Blackfire. Keep him busy, make him think we're desperate. Meanwhile, he turned to Starfire. You find another fruit, Star. That's our only shot. Blackfire scoffed. You expect us to survive long enough for that? Goku's grin returned, sharp and dangerous. I guess we'll find out. Goku placed a hand on Starfire's shoulder. Listen, the second you hear the fight start, go. Don't wait, don't look back. Starfire hesitated. But how will I know? Boom. A thunderous explosion rocked the battlefield as Raditz and Blackfire blasted off, energy screaming through the air. Goku winked. Just wait for my distraction. Then he vanished as well, leaving Starfire alone with the fate of Tamaran weighing on her shoulders. Turles crossed his arms as the four warriors reappeared, his smirk widening. Back so soon, huh? I guess you missed me that much. None of them answered. Instead, Goku's eyes flicked upward to the power ball that was still hovering in the sky. Turles followed his gaze and then laughed. Oh, this should be good. Goku's body shuddered, his muscles swelling as fur erupted across his skins. Bones cracked, his form ballooning into a monstrous great ape, and he let out a monstrous roar. Turles clapped mockingly. Bravo! But you really think this changes anything? The Ozaru Goku slammed his fist down, and the real battle began. Starfire didn't hesitate. The second Goku transformed, she blasted off, streaking toward the Tree of Might like an emerald comet. Turles noticed, but before he could react, the great ape's fist hammered toward him, forcing him to block. Nice try, Turles snarled, shoving the massive hand aside. Your lady friend seems to be skipping town. I can't say I blame her. Starfire ignored him, her focus locked on the tree's pulsating branches. There had to be another fruit somewhere. Raditz grabbed Blackfire's arm, his voice uncharacteristically urgent. Listen, we need to guard my brother's tail. If Turles severs it, this plan falls apart, and we're dead. Blackfire yanked her arm free, scowling. Huh, fine. Just don't get in my way. Raditz grinned. Yeah, same to you. As the great ape Goku clashed with Turles, Raditz and Blackfire took position, their eyes scanning for any opening. Because one slip up, and it was all over. Turles dodged another earth-shaking swipe from Ozaru Goku, flipping mid-air with a grin. You know, I gotta admit, I'm impressed, he called out. Most low-class Saiyans lose their minds in this form, but you're actually thinking. I guess you trained it somehow. The giant ape roared, its red eyes locking onto him with unnerving focus. Turles chuckled. That's too bad, though, because control won't be enough to save you. Despite Goku's disciplined transformation, the Ozaru's size was working against him. Turles was faster, weaving between the massive limbs with ease. Every punch Goku threw, Turles dodged and countered, his fruit-enhanced strength making each blow stagger the beast. Crack! A well-placed kick to the Ozaru's jaw snapped its head back, saliva flying out of its mouth as he hit the ground. Turles smirked. You know, you're definitely the strongest out of your group, Kakarot. But I'm still stronger. Raditz and Blackfire weren't idle. Every time Turles charged a blast aimed at the Ozaru's tail, they intercepted. Not happening, Raditz snarled, deflecting a key beam with his own. Blackfire flew behind Turles mid-attack, forcing him to abandon his shot or risk a starbolt to the back of the neck, even though it was more of an annoyance than anything. It was a desperate distraction dance, but it was working, for now. Turles laughed suddenly, breaking away from the fight. There is more than one way to skin an animal, so why don't you say I end this? Instead of attacking Goku, he hurled a blast skyward. Boom! The power ball shattered, dissipating, its artificial light snuffed out. Goku's body began to convulse, shrinking rapidly back to his normal size as the transformation reversed, though he still kept his clothes because of the special clothing he had made for him, like Beast Boy did. But panting, he collapsed to one knee. Turles cracked his knuckles. Now, let's wrap this up. Turles charged a killing blast, his eyes flickering between them. Out of you three, who goes first? The reject princess or the failed low-class Saiyans? His hand snapped toward Blackfire. I choose you. Die! And then Raditz moved. Idiot, he barked, shoving Blackfire aside as the blast tore through his shoulder. Blackfire stared stunned. You? Raditz grimaced, blood dripping. Shut up. This doesn't mean anything. Turles sighed. How touching. He raised his hand again. But before he could pick his next target, wham! A green starbolt slammed into his face, knocking him back. Starfire hovered above them. The fruit was coursing through her veins. Turles sneered, wiping blood from his lip. Pathetic. Even with that fruit, you're still... Whoom! A supercharged starbolt, 10 times brighter than before, slammed into his chest, sending him rocketing backward. Through the air, he crashed into the trunk of the Tree of Might, bark splintering under the impact. Turles coughed, his armor cracked, his smirk gone. Starfire hovered above, her entire body pulsating with gold and green energy. Her eyes burned like twin suns. You were saying... Turles roared, pushing off the tree. He fired a massive ki blast. Starfire countered, her own emerald beam colliding with his to a titanic struggle. The air sizzled, the ground quaking as their energies clashed, neither gaining any ground until... Now! Goku yelled. Raditz and Blackfire unleashed their remaining energy reserves, a desperate combined blast adding to Starfire's beam, and that's what turned the tide. Turles' attack buckled, his eyes widened in shock. No. The overpowered blast engulfed Turles, ramming him back into the Tree of Might with brutal force. The ancient trunk groaned, splintering, then it collapsed, its massive roots crushing Turles beneath its weight. The planet-eating tree had fallen and began to wither, its stolen energy dissipating back into Tamaran's soil. Silence, then. We did it, Raditz panted. Then he collapsed to his knees. Starfire floated down, helping Goku to his feet. Blackfire, after a hesitant pause, offered a hand to Raditz. He grunted, gripping his wounded shoulder. I need a damn vacation after this. Blackfire rolled her eyes, but there was no venom in it. I'll pay for your injuries this time, you idiot. Goku grinned, looking at the rejuvenating landscape. Hey, I think the planet's healing. Starfire smiled, squeezing his arm. Thanks to you. All of you. Raditz groaned, flopping onto his back. Yeah. Just don't expect me to do this thing again. But somewhere beneath the rubble, Turles' fingers twitched. But for now, it was a victory celebration. It was a victory celebration. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I actually have the script already ready for episode 8, which will be the final episode of this season of the Teen Titans arc. I think that's going to go well, too. I hope you guys like that as well. Until next time. Peace.